Rishi Sunak's proposed Rwanda asylum law has cleared its first major hurdle, with the House of Lords voting to allow the bill to move to the next stage.
But it faces a bruising ride as the Archbishop of Canterbury warned it's leading the nation down a damaging path. He was one of a number of critical voices in the Upper House last night.
Yes, there were many, but we're joined now by Conservative MP and Deputy Chairman of the European Research Group, Dame Andrea Jenkyns. Andrea, thank you very much indeed for your time. Now, you are one of 11 Conservative MPs who voted against this bill. If you were in the House of Lords, how would you have voted last night?
The thing is, it's very difficult, isn't it? Because we don't want all these lefty amendments, which waters it down even more. So when it comes back to our House next week or the week after in the Commons, then we have a difficult decision to make, because it could get through on the Labour votes because they want it to be completely watered down. And we want to strengthen it. So, you know, we've got a lot of work to do there in the background.
Fascinating. So you're saying, as someone who voted against the third reading of the bill in the Commons, that you might be persuaded to vote in favour of this bill to prevent the Labour Party almost taking charge of it?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, this is, I think I need to speak to the other 11. It's putting us in a difficult situation, you know, whether we abstain. But I think we need to use it as leverage to try and put pressure on the Prime Minister, because it's not strong enough. It's going to be completely watered down. We're going to be listening to the European Courts of Human Rights with the amendments, which we clearly don't want to do. So how can we vote in support of something like that? You know, we need to stop it, really, don't we? So it's that really difficult situation.
And Andrea, how is that task of putting pressure on the Prime Minister going? You, of course, put in your letter of no confidence 2 months ago, I think now. We also had Sir Simon Clarke writing a blistering piece in the Telegraph about how Rishi Sunak is not the man for the job. Yes, how's it going? Does Rishi Sunak still not have your support?
Oh, completely not. No, definitely not. But I think what's interesting at the moment is we're seeing different camps of the party. You know, I'm to the centre-right. We're seeing some of the lefties of the party, who I call the Lib Dems, who are doing their plotting. I mean, did you see today that Kemi's part of this WhatsApp group to oust him as well? And don't forget, she really tried to push to oust Boris. So it seems like other camps are sort of doing the work for us, really.
So you're saying that Kemi Badenoch is someone that you would describe as being on the left of the Conservative Party?
Well, she's good on the wokey stuff, but I'd say look at her voting record. She voted for all 3 Theresa May's deals. She voted for more net zero, and she's known in Parliament by fellow MPs as a great pretender, because what you see is certainly not what you get with the rhetoric that she puts out there. But I think it's going to be a turning point again, a further one this week. I mean, with the figures that we're seeing today on the migration, I mean, that is an attack on British civilization as we know it. We cannot cope with that kind of level. Look at public services are already stretched. And can you imagine the cost of putting people in hotels? And I think we actually need to be pushing them back on France. Why are we paying millions of pounds a year to France when that's a safe country? We should be sending them back there.
Andrea, do you think that Kemi Badenoch is taking part in an evil plot to oust the Prime Minister and make herself the leader? She was voted the most popular, wasn't she, by Conservative Home?
Yeah, but if you actually look at that was only 500 members. That's not exactly a lot, is it? So, and they're saying not many voted for Boris, which I find that very hard to believe. I know in my own seat. I mean, look, Kemi was a plotter against Boris, let's not forget that. And she's not well thought of in Parliament, in all honesty. I mean, I've seen the way she spoke to, you know, these great stalwarts of our party, Bill Cash, on the select committees, the European scrutiny committees, and she talks to them and schools them like they're children. She's not that well thought of by MPs, in all honesty.
It's interesting. It almost sounds like the next leadership election is underway. There are different MPs, different caucuses with different preferred candidates. But frankly, how realistic is it that Rishi Sunak could be forced out and that there could be yet another leadership election? Not after Boris Johnson, after Liz Truss, after Rishi Sunak, a fourth Prime Minister this Parliament? Is that a serious contention of yours?
Yeah, look, I mean, look, it looks bonkers without a doubt. However, you know, what chance have we got now? This is last chance saloon. I think we need to get a new leader. One, what's centre-right, because that's what the members are. And the members got to choose this time. They shouldn't have foisted on them like we did with Theresa May, like we have done with Rishi. We need a centre-right leader who brings true Conservative policies. And then, once we've selected one, obviously going to an election. We're in election year anyway, so let them set the stall out. And we're not going to win with Rishi, unfortunately. The polls are demonstrating that.
Andrea, I appreciate you have very strong views, but aren't you making it more likely that there will be a Labour government? I mean, talking about Kemi Badenoch, for example, so negatively, has she not been effective as a minister? Does all this sort of infighting, it doesn't look too appealing?
Look, I'm a straight Yorkshire woman. If I dislike somebody, or if I think someone's incompetent or they're not doing their job, or if I don't think they deserve to be Prime Minister, I'll say it, of whichever party. And I think there's far better candidates there. She only got elected in 2017. There's far more experienced people there who could be in the running if, if the Prime Minister steps down.
Are you up for the job, Andrea? Andrea, are you up for the job?
No, look, I'm not that delusional. I'd get one vote from MPs and that'd be myself. So I'm not delusional. I just want a true Conservative leader in there.
Are you on Team Braverman?
Look, Rishi is not effective. We are so behind in the polls. Is not cutting through. I gave him a chance, especially with him saying he was going to roll back on net zero. Because I want to just ditch net zero personally myself. Look at the immigration. I mean, I think we need to come out really strong on this. And let's face it, Trump said he'll build a wall. What's the equivalent we can do in Britain? We need to be really strong and deliver for the British public.
Give us a name of who you'd like to see as the next leader of the Conservative Party then. Top one.
Well, I want to see the right unite, because let's face it, there's only about a third of us on the centre-right in the parliamentary party, so we would need to unite behind one candidate. So I'd like to see, either Pretty, Kemi or Suella. One of those threes, I'll be completely happy with.
Oh, so Kemi's back in the mix.
Interesting stuff, Andrea.
not Kemi. Sorry, no, sorry. Pretty, Jacob or Suella.
I was a bit surprised.
Not Kemi.
Andrea, it's been a fascinating conversation, but it does reveal that there is a huge amount of division within the Conservative Party right now. The Labour Party will be delighted
Labour. I mean, look what's going on with
what
Labour.
You're saying.
No, but look what's going on with Labour. I mean, with the Corbynistas. I mean, with the signing the Holocaust Memorial Book. I mean, that was abhorrent, wasn't it? What she did, the Labour MP. So there's divisions in both party. But seriously, this is last chance saloon. I'm fighting to save our party, to elect a leader who will actually vote. I mean, look at the Telegraph polling. What was in
it was pretty dire.
Telegraph. It said that. Yeah, but people would come back if we had a true Conservative leader. And so to me, that's our only chance now.
Well, thank you very much. Really appreciate your time. Dame Andrea Jenkyns there, Chairman of the European Research Group. And, of course, the Conservative... Deputy Chairman, excuse me, Conservative MP, of course.